here from the J-Bell Supermarket over at Byblos here in Lebanon. We're here with the 60th, count it 60th edition of ESL Open Cup Asia Division, or as I like to call it, the IEM Katowice after party that was just last night. And we got some interesting signups today. I'm, of course, your host, Yaku of Zaku, and with me today is El Alfa Numérico, que siempre tiene curcuma himself, Light_VIP. How we doing, Light?
What's up, Yaku? We are here, we are back, and mate, we never even left Southeast Asia. We're here. I don't know what happened. I love that we do have a bit more representation from our region in ESL Open Cup Asia, and this is great.
I know what happened. LeoRusher came to your stream earlier and you bullied him into signing up.
This actually happened. This happened, yes.
But, as I guess we should just get into it now, name drop the player here over in the top right-hand corner of the map, spawning all the way in the top right-hand corner. The blue Protoss player playing for Intensity Esports. He is coming out from the land of Singapore, LeoRusher.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner as my hotkeys have all broken. I do not know what happened, but they did. We have the Australian Zerg player. He is representing Downfall Gaming. It is Oreo.
I think they couldn't handle switching the regions.
Yeah, switching the regions actually just messed everything up.
Takes a little while for, the game or the client, I guess, to initialize and get all your profiles in. I think that's what it was.
Not at all. I'm probably gonna have to restart my clients, and then hopefully that'll fix it. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to create a new profile. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, just do it right on the fly. It'll be quick and easy.
I hope so. But yeah, this is a pretty interesting matchup, one that I haven't had the luxury of seeing. We were talking about it. LeoRusher, he signed up for both of the events over the weekend, WC Weekly and GPO, but we weren't able to catch him.
But now, finally, we're going to dip our toes in the water. He is one of the few players, I think, who signed up over the weekend that's signing up today as well. I think the other one being Mio Micah mostly. And of course, Oreo, he's been trying to compete a little more, but he still does have to take care of his wrists a little.
Yeah, that he does. But he did go, he tweeted earlier, a couple of days ago actually, that he did go to the doctor. He did go to the physiotherapist, and yeah, they were able to figure things out. To what extent, I'm not too sure. I haven't had the chance to speak to Oreo about it. But yeah, things are looking good.
I've heard that they were able to figure out quite a lot, actually, because they found video evidence.
Yeah, Oreo he just got my APM video and just showed it to the doctor. It's like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, that was neat. I didn't expect that to happen. I totally planned.
Well, you saw into the future. You saw a scenario where it was going to be useful.
Exactly. Oh boy. And hopefully things are looking up for Oreo when it comes to his wrists.
Yeah, and speaking of useful, that is not a Stargate I spot coming out from Leo. Instead, something that hasn't been used in quite some time here, Light.
Oh boy. So yeah, we haven't seen this used until maybe a couple of days ago. But yeah, it's so LeoRusher, he knocked out a lot of Zerg players from the DreamHack qualifier from doing just this build. He knocked out Oreo, he knocked out Peppy as well. And it was based off of, I think it was a 6-gate just glaive all in. And it hit hard, and the Zerg players were struggling with it. This time it doesn't seem to be that committed. Oh no, never mind.
Yeah, you see there it is. 4 more gates are starting to come down.
Yeah.
LeoRusher really living up to his name here. And, it has been a while since these Zerg players have had to face this, but again, Oreo, he is also a player who has taken a bit of a hiatus since then, so maybe it's still fresh in his mind, or maybe he just hasn't caught up with how to deal with it.
He just scouted it as it was coming out. He had links all over the place. And again, this is how LeoRusher qualified for DreamHack Winter for Oceania with this 6-8 glaive all in. And here it is going across the map. How good is the fence going to be? We do have a couple of queens. We do have a couple of links. Roach 1 is still on the way.
And for the most part, Oreo has a really nice defensive setup. Creep is about as good as you can expect at this point, but he really does need to buy himself as much time as possible to get some roaches out. It's making a lot of lanes, but this really does depend on how good the surrounds are going to be. And these are actually really nice.
Oh, yeah, nicely done. He does surround the adepts on top of the ramp. The rest of the adepts are going to get taken out as well. And this is all without even making any roaches. Like, the roach warren is done.
Just about the perfect defense you can get here as a Zerg player with Zerglings.
Ooh, yeah, exactly. We do have more adepts morphing in. Again, as a reminder, this is 6 gateways, so this is so much more committed. We do see that he is morphing in a couple of immortals, so he will be going for like an immortal, a follow-up immortal push. He shouldn't commit with these. Oh god, oh god.
So he doesn't. Already planning his transition over here. He knows that, you know, after that initial wave of defense getting basically less than nothing done, he really can't commit to the adepts. For the time being, he's going to just, you know, use them to have some map control, make sure that Oreo stays on this side of the map as he just techs up.
Yeah, and props to Oreo. He's actually been droning up as this has been happening. Like, he wasn't feeling pressured enough to continue pumping out workers, so he's economically, like, he's okay. Like, he's still been able to maintain his lead and, like, pretty safely transition out of it.
Yeah, he very much has. I mean, the lair is already about to be completed here. So again, the initial opening for LeoRusher just not getting too much done, and it's starting to hurt him a little.
Yeah, I mean, he's still committed. We do see he's sending a probe over looking to take another base. We'll see if he plans to just try and defend with this army or if he means to push out. And it looks like with 2 immortals in the War Prism, he's doing just that.
Indeed, he is not too confident in letting his opponent already maintain that advantage. He is probably going to get Nexus, right? Pretty soon with this push, but yeah, he really does need to be active on that other side and make sure that Oreo can't get a 4th.
That he is, as he's pushing out across the map. We do have a spine, we do have a couple of roaches. What's scary is, you know, the backbone of this army, these 2 immortals in this War Prism. Interesting that he's continuing to warp in adepts, not stalkers.
Yeah, honestly, stalkers are gonna be really good here if you can get him to kite. They hard outrange the roaches, but I'm guessing that LeoRusher just doesn't want to, you know, invest in having to get blink or anything like that. He has glaives, so he might as well make use of them. And if these adepts can target down low numbers of roaches, it's not going to be looking too good for Oreo, but that's not exactly the case here.
Yeah, exactly. It looks like all the lings have gone down so far. Only 1 Ravager with this arm, which is a little bit scary. And yo, there are just so many adepts with this, and he could commit to the shade.
He's starting to target down the high power queens. Getting a little distracted here on the Spore Crawler. I think that might have bought Oreo just enough time to get into a more favorable position. LeoRusher starting to lose a little bit of ground, but he's still drawing these roaches back and forth with the shades. Commits to that shade!
Oh god, I don't know if that was the right call, especially because he left all his immortals back and forces to recall.
I think that was a mistiming more than anything there, Light. Immediately once you realize the shades did complete, sent a recall, and now he's got to send the rest of his units back home, tail between their legs. He's only now starting the Nexus and didn't really get too much damage done on Oreo. He killed off the very disposable Lings. He got a couple of queens, but apart from that, yikes. Oreo's still macroing hard.
So far, Oreo has been able to defend beautifully, and as you said, like, that was just a bit of a mistake by LeoRusher. He by no means meant to let that shade finish. Yeah. Just a bit of a mistake, and because it did finish, now he's in an awful position. He still has these 2 immortals, and he is getting a couple of worker kills here and there. We'll see if he can achieve much more. Ooh, he's warping in here in the main. The War Prism is getting targeted down.
Queens! Yeah, but the body blocking from the roaches. Oof. That's a little bit painful, Light, but the Warp Prism does eventually go down. He lost a couple of queens, but this 1 queen he's got left has plenty of energy on it. And more importantly, these immortals are completely trapped. Very expensive units. The recall was used much earlier on. This is a devastating loss for Leo. Look at that army supply difference.
Yeah, definitely. That was a massive loss for LeoRusher, losing the War Prism, losing everything, because as you said, rightly so, he wasted the recall earlier, so they were all trapped, and now Oreo is free to counterattack across the map.
Man, that mistiming is gonna haunt LeoRusher for quite some time after this game is done.
Yeah, it's just a bit of a, not paying attention at the wrong moments and just allow that to finish up. Meanwhile, this third base should be going down. There's nothing here to stop it. There's no static defense whatsoever. Meanwhile, we do see a shield battery being thrown down here at the natural. Oh god, LeoRusher forced to take out this gateway as he's completely walled off.
And taking out the gateway is very scary here. That's one less production for LeoRusher, who was already kind of hurting for those units. This is going to be a complete wave of roaches that's overpowering the army of Protoss. GG is called Oreo. Makes his enemy say, uh-oh, once again.
GG, he does take the first game here in this Oceania versus Southeast Asia match.
Funny how that ended up happening, yeah.
Oh god. All right, as we are setting up the party, just letting them know that I need to restart the client, so if you guys can get the lobby ready in my absence, that'd be great.
Yep, no worries there.
All good, all good. God, don't you just love Blizzard and their clients, and they're totally not buggy
oh yeah, like no bugs, and like, it's all very well patched up.
Yeah, it's good, it's good.
What are you doing, Oz?
Yes. So we just had our game on Singapore. Now next should be Australia.
Ah, okay. Sick. The lobby is currently on the way.
Nice. I got my rotates. I got my base. I need to
sign in.
No.
Yeah.
Hopefully this works.
Meanwhile, we are just hypothesizing what is the cause of console bug.
Console bug?
Yeah, the console bug.
Oh. Okay.
Apparently, it might have something to do with host of the lobby and what they have equipped. Potentially, question mark. But I know that's not always the case. Sometimes there will be people who are in the lobby who never had Twitch Prime, but they still get the Twitch Prime sort of what's it called? Console. That happens in game.
Oh. All right, here we go. Hopefully we're getting ready to get into game number 2. And yeah, I mean, Azure was talking about like some kind of console bug as well, so maybe there's has something to do with...
It even happened in IEM 2 days ago, I think.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, nobody really knows what the problem with that is. But thankfully it's not the worst bug in the world, it's not quite like, say, unbinding left click.
God damn it, Yaku. Shaking my head.
I just gonna blame it on a bug.
The game just bugged. I lost, It just...
I didn't know what it was. I was checking the hotkeys earlier on, but like, that couldn't have what's it called. But speaking of bugs, we are now on Jagannatha KBBLE as Light tests out a couple of the hotkeys over here. Yep, zoom works, rotate. Yep,
zoom does not work, by the way.
Pretty fine. Oh well, I mean, okay.
This is...
Well, oh, that's your mouse.
No.
Mouse.
Go ahead.
What? Like, in the bottom left-hand corner map, swinging all the way in the bottom left-hand corner, the blue Protoss player coming down from the land of Singapore. He is going to be representing Intensity Esports. We have the man who always lives up to his name, LeoRusher.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Jagannatha LE, we have the Australian Zerg player. He is red. He's representing Downfall Gaming. DFG, it is Oreo.
Like that DFG and intros like that are starting to catch on.
I mean, we got to do it for everyone.
Intros.
Everyone we can.
Yeah. It is pretty much our duty, just like us casting Armani, who actually didn't sign up today, or PvP. Actually, that might not be a lot of those today.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to have a good look at the bracket, but it's looking pretty interesting. What I did notice was that in the lower half of the bracket, Mika looks like he has a pretty clear road to potentially face Cure, I believe, in the semis, or at least the quarterfinals. Quarterfinals.
Oh.
And we all know,
yeah, I did.
We all know Gogo Joey is greater than Cure, so this is.
Yeah, if according to transitive properties, then that should mean that Mike has a pretty good chance. But LeoRusher doing something a little bit interesting here. Jagannatha, very wide open main that you can't take advantage of, but Oreo is well aware of that.
Wow.
Did think, wait a minute, that wasn't the most standard pathing for the pro, was it?
Exactly.
But this might be a bit of an overcommittal for Oreo. I guess better safe than sorry, though.
I mean, he's well aware of what's coming his way, and we do see LeoRusher. He's committing. He's throwing down his shield battery, but Lings are already on the way. Queen is on the way. A spine is being made, so with that spine, Oreo should be able to hold this. Yeah, and the Lings, these shield batteries are not going to finish.
Yeah, LeoRusher, once again, just living up to his name here. I like the idea of it, but Oreo already well on top of things. Yeah, exactly. Like, this has worked in the past, and it does work against other players, but Oreo, he was able to figure out what was going on, did notice that the probe did go down there and was able to take it out. Again, Oreo, he's a lot more familiar with LeoRusher. Like, they practice together. Like, this is... They do. So, yeah, Oreo was able to just completely shut this down, and already a nice start from Oreo, except he does have quite a number of Lings. Which he's looking to take advantage of. He has a pretty clear path into at least a natural base.
I mean, he's
just looking at the main base ramp. There is a wall here in the natural. I'm just looking at that ramp. I don't see a probe nearby to block that off, but it should be some time here for LeoRusher. I mean, regardless, a little bit distracted with the Zealot. Yeah, I mean, these things can deal a lot of damage here on the low ground. They can take out some of these buildings. They can potentially take out this sentry if LeoRusher isn't careful. Oh, he goes for the Zealot. Will at least take out the Zealot, and that is a very tough unit. That's what's the main damage dealer for LeoRusher for the time being. Sentry's got a lot of utility, but they don't exactly have a lot of DPS. The shield battery, not even with an overcharge, will be keeping that Sentry alive for long enough to buy time for the rest of the units to come out. Yeah, but you know what? The Sentry went down, and in the end, that was totally worth it for Oreo. Oreo, he lost 10 Lings in the process, but mate, killing a Sentry like that, disrupting all that mining, denying a bunch of mining here at the natural, that was very nicely done. Now Oreo is finally free to expand and kind of get into the swing of things. Oh my, Leo, he's getting a very fast +1. Well, we knew what we expected when we saw his ID. Jesus, this is unexpected. I mean, he can hit like some kind of +1 timing, but like what kind of timing is my question. Exactly. I'm just looking at the production tab right now. Leo does not really have a lot of production to him. He's gonna have 3 gateways from here, but that's not gonna be enough. Even on Jagannatha with the speed zones, without something like a warp prism, it's still going to be a long path to walk across the map. That it is, and we'll see. I mean, we do have a Twilight Council on the way, which is pretty huge. We'll see if he goes for a charge. Maybe he can go for a charge timing. Maybe he can go for Blink Stalkers. He can do something. I think charge may be his best bet. We'll see. He's already moving out. Yeah, just trying to get some presence over here. Might actually be a bit of a fake out here as he is starting to expand. Oreo is aware of this, though. Oreo's vision has been impeccable this series. Always sending out the spotterlings, always having his overlords in the key positions. Going for charge this time, LeoRusher is.
Yeah. I mean, to me, that makes the most sense because of the economic state of LeoRusher. Like, he doesn't even have his gases here at his natural, so he has to go for something. Oreo did go in for the scout, as you said, and with that scout, like, he got a lot of information. He knows the upgrades are on the way on that forge. But again, whatever it is Leo's going for is very unorthodox. It's wonky, mate.
To say the least. I mean, he's getting 1 gas on each base. This is
Oh boy.
This is one of those rituals.
We'll see what he has in store for us. Meanwhile, Oreo's just playing out his game. You know, he's just working towards his lair, working on +1. He's probably going to be working towards roach speed as well, and then just looking to max out. Meanwhile, again, our eyes are kind of on Leo right now. Like, what is he's going charge the Archon, okay?
All right, my personal preferred unit composition for Protoss. And against a roach-oriented army, I mean, that can do a decent amount. Roaches will tank a couple of Archon hits, but that Archon splash damage is really just there to clean up the damage that have been dealt by the Charge Lots themselves. That said, it's still not too ideal for Leo. Oreo can definitely take advantage of a choke point or any of these ramps, really. When he gets enough roaches, any position on the map is going to be a choke point, honestly.
Yeah, exactly. Like, LeoRusher, he's trying to come back from a really awkward position. And, I mean, he does have a lot of charge lots, and they have +1. They're about to have +2. Like, these gateway units are going to hit hard. The problem is that Oreo has been left alone economically. Like, he's fully saturated on 3 bases. He's getting his 4th up and running. So, his army should start to skyrocket a little bit. As we do see, he is just making nothing but roaches. He was a little bit supply blocked, but, you know, he's making plenty of overlords. And then he can just hit that key and just make nothing but roaches and go across the map. And without immortals, I don't know, mate.
It is not looking good whatsoever right now. LeoRusher still waiting a little bit for his +2. Oreo well aware of where the army's at and now looks to intercept it. And this is not the most ideal push for LeoRusher.
Oh god, and not at all, as the Roach Ravager are chasing the army. There's an opportunity here to force field. Ooh, but Oreo doesn't opt to go up the ramp. He backs off, takes a little bit of it, like a win here in the engagement. Oh, actually, LeoRusher pushes down the ramp.
And he's just trying to commit here, deal as much damage as he can. The charge shots are softening up the roaches something fierce, but some vials do manage to land, and there's just way too much Zerg here for Oreo.
Yeah, exactly. Everything, all the Zealots and the Archons go down. And the Sentries all fall in the end. And what does LeoRusher really have left? He has a wave of Zealots, which is great, I guess, question mark. Mate, just look at Oreo's army.
It is coming in from every single angle. I feel like this is the equivalent, the PvZ equivalent of Zerglings versus Roaches, except you can't exactly swarm with Zealots like you can with Zerglings. GG's call. Oreo gonna take that series 2-0. Hopefully he doesn't have to forfeit this time. GG, well played. Oreo does assert himself here as the stronger player in this region. Does 2-0 LeoRusher. LeoRusher, I mean, I love what he was doing. Like, he was doing things that just kind of out there, but it also did feel like the 2 builds he went for are a little bit dated. That's definitely what they were. Yeah. So, and there's kind of a reason for that. They've kind of been figured out. It's a lot of the Zerg players, they know how to respond correctly, and Oreo, he may not have been as active playing, but he has been watching a lot. Yeah, that's my theory, is that LeoRusher thought, okay, Oreo, he hasn't been playing for a couple of months, a good couple of months at this point. Maybe I should do something that's that worked against him in the past to, I don't know, soften him up, question mark? Something along those lines. I'll give him what he expects, is the thing. But I would say that work out for him. Yeah, I would say that LeoRusher, he has been as inactive as Oreo has been. LeoRusher only recently coming back, so I imagine it more comes down to, like, this is what I know. This is, like, again, I've been keeping up with the current meta, so this is what I'm going to throw out. And unfortunately, Oreo.
Yeah, Oreo was able to deal with it beautifully. Ooh, and he does move on in the bracket.
Indeed, he does. Gonna go off to face Nice in another ZvP over here.